Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k16 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. We're here with this week's Monday Night Raws. We are currently 3 weeks away from Hell in a Cell. I tell you what, guys, big episode in store for you today. We have two huge matches that I'm sure you are going to enjoy. So this week's Raw, we kick it off with Cesaro going one-on-one with Zack Ryder. Charlotte made her debut last week. She'll go one-on-one with Emma this week. Can she pick up her first win here on Raw? The Golden Truth are in good form at the moment. Can they keep it going against the Ascension? And finally, can Rusev get a big win against Kane as he prepares for his US title clash against Nakamura? And here's our two featured matchups. Number one contenders match for the WWE Championship. It'll be Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho. The winner faces Finn Balor next week on Raw. So next week on Raw, we'll have a WWE title match. As far as we know, Finn Balor will not be involved on a title match at the pay-per-view because here's why. Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler, they're taking on the club in a Hell in a Cell match. And speaking of Rollins and Ziggler, they're taking on the Tag Team Champions here tonight. The first time ever they are teaming up, and they're going to do it against the Tag Champs. Cesaro, he gets the win over Zack Ryder. Emma versus Charlotte. It is Charlotte. That's her first win here on the main roster. A big one for Charlotte this week. Golden Truth gets the win over the Ascension as well. Kane gets the win over Rusev, so he's struggling a little bit after losing the US title. That's a big loss to Rusev. Now, for our number one contender match. So let's crown ourselves a number one contender for Finn Balor, his WWE Championship. So we have Ambrose coming out right now. He'll be taking on Chris Jericho, two former world champions competing in the one match here tonight. Last week, Dean Ambrose got the win over Batista. Chris Jericho got the win over Cesaro with those victories and earned themselves the opportunity to be a part of this match. So now, big matchup for Ambrose to get himself back in the title hunt. A lot of you guys have been wondering, where's Dean Ambrose? What's he been doing? You know, he's kind of fallen off a little bit since losing the WWE Championship. And he has. He knows that. But now here's his chance to get back at the top of the mountain. Chris Jericho, been involved in the tag team division for a long time with the Beast Code. After losing the tag team titles and unsuccessfully trying to recapture them at Night of Champions, well, Jericho and Batista have decided to go not their separate ways, but try and get this WWE Championship around their waist, going after some singles gold. So that's the plan, and Jericho had a bit of a lucky win last week, and a good win over Cesaro. Batista not so much, so now Jericho gets the opportunity. Hey, it could have been Chris Jericho versus Batista one-on-one. That could have happened, but instead, Jericho versus Ambrose. So this is the equation right now. The winner versus Finn Balor next week on Raw for the WWE Championship. And we know the Balor Club have been protecting Finn Balor. But can Ambrose or Jericho break through that protection and win that championship? It's going to be tough to do. No matter who wins that match, you'd have to assume that the Balor Club are going to get themselves involved somehow. So Ambrose and Jericho, whoever wins, will have to try and stop that from happening. Can they rely on Ziggler and Rollins for help? Probably not, because Rollins and Ziggler both had the same agenda. They both want to win the title, but they both want to do it against Finn Balor. So it's a tough predicament for both Rollins and Ziggler going forward. Right now, side headlock there by Ambrose. Jericho back to his feet now, has a hold of Ambrose's arm. So both men looking to get themselves singles gold again. It's been a while for Ambrose, a few months since he's been on top. Seth Rollins taking the WWE Championship away from Ambrose. There's a flying crossbody there on Jericho. So Ambrose hasn't had the run of it that he would have liked, but he would like to come back with a big win here tonight. He could do that against Jericho, and Jericho been involved in the tag team division with Batista, we know. So Jericho as a singles competitor, it's been a long time, since probably around WrestleMania time, we haven't really seen Jericho involved in too many singles matches since. So Jericho may be a little bit rusty in this one in singles competition. Obviously, he's a veteran, we know, and a former world champion here on Universe Mode. A world champion late last year, TLC. He lost the world title to CM Punk, of course. Jericho taken down with a snapmare takedown, and Ambrose with an elbow striking Jericho on the shoulder. So we know Jericho can win the big one. He's proven that now. Last year at Night of Champions was the Night of Jericho, wasn't it? Where he cashed in the Money in the Bank, became a world champion for the first time here in Universe Mode. And Hell in a Cell, he defended the championship against The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. So we know Jericho still has it. We know he's still good. But Ambrose, this has been his year. Winning the Royal Rumble, winning the main event of WrestleMania, and holding on to the championship for a few months as well. Ambrose has had a terrific year. But can he keep that trend going? Right now, Ambrose trying to put Jericho away. He'll kick out, though. So the winner, though, has to beat Finn Balor, who is on an absolute roll. He is just dominating ever since winning that championship. He hasn't even looked like losing it. And honestly, who's going to take it from him? I mean, could it be Jericho? Could it be Ambrose? Ziggler, Rollins? Sure. But you have to not only beat Finn Balor, you've got to beat Gallows and Anderson at the same time. So it's not exactly the easiest thing to do. I mean, you have to beat 3 guys to win the championship. It's not fair, but that's the way it's been. And that's why Ziggler and Rollins, you'll find, are trying to stop that from happening. Otherwise, Finn Balor will never lose that title. He's basically indestructible because the Balor Club are protecting him with their lives. And, Finn Balor has got it easy at the moment. Ambrose has got Jericho down. Looking for Jericho to get back to his feet. And headbutt right there that Jericho sends him down again. Another stomp away, following it up here on Jericho. So Ambrose looking pretty good thus far. And we've been wondering what's going on with Ambrose. Can he get himself back in the top of the title contention list? And he's got there right now. And many of you also wondered, is he going to help out? Is he going to be the one, that third man to kind of come in and help out Rollins and Ziggler? And Ambrose has really shown little to no interest. He had one match with Ziggler, and after that he was done. Basically, he didn't want to get involved with the whole Balor Club situation. He wanted to get involved with the WWE Championship picture, but didn't really want to have to deal with the Balor Club. But I think if you find if he's going to get himself involved in the title picture, he's going to have to get himself involved in the Balor Club. So Ambrose, you never know, could be a guy that we can turn to help out Rollins and Ziggler to take down the Balor Club. Jericho trying to get Ambrose back up. He is back up, but Ambrose, aware of the task at hand, that was to try and stop the big right hand of Jericho. Hit back with one of his own. A shot to the midsection now. Jericho, but a drop kick. And Ambrose goes down. Ambrose now. Uh-oh. He's trouble. Can he get him over? The walls of Jericho. It is in. The walls of Jericho. Ambrose trying to claw his way to the ropes. Jericho decided to release the hold and instead tries to put Ambrose away with a cover. Here it is. Hooks the leg. Won't get it though. But early signs of Jericho looking pretty good thus far. Oh, went for a snapmare. And he hit nothing there. He snapped nothing. Ambrose now picks up Jericho and face first. Right on the belly. And the nose bouncing off the mat there. Ambrose, very effective there on Jericho. Now he'll get him in the center of the ring to avoid the rope break. Or maybe he's just wanted to do this. A shot to the midsection, follows it up with a big stomp away there on the chest of Jericho as well. Ambrose in control right now. Ambrose, look out! Dirty deeds! Ambrose has done it again! Another big win for Dean Ambrose here on Raw. No! Jericho has kicked out. How has he done this, Chris Jericho? Well, we doubted his ability. Doubt no more. Chris Jericho is back. But thus far, Ambrose is in control. Jericho's hanging on. Hanging on for dear life. The snapmare there by Ambrose. Now the side headlock. Now Jericho has to try and negate it. Ambrose in control. Well, we wonder what the relationship is with Jericho and Batista right now. They say they're okay. Hold that thought! Code breaker! Code breaker on Ambrose. Can Ambrose kick out this time? Yes, he can! Both men kicking out of their best shot. Ambrose had the dirty deeds, no good. Jericho with the code breaker, no good. This match continues. Now Jericho picks up Ambrose. Tempted vertical suplex. Not going to get it though. And now Ambrose. Uh-oh. Oh! Thought he was going to go for the Alabama Slam. Instead decided to drop Jericho right down where he was. Almost landing on the ropes on the way down. And that could have been real trouble for Jericho if he had done that. Ambrose feels as though he may just have Jericho now. He'll kick out at 2 though. So the relationship right now with Batista and Jericho, I don't know if it's shaky or what's going on there. I mean, honestly right now, I mean, look, Batista and Jericho, they had a great run. They were friends for, you know, a long period of time. They're an alliance. They did very well. They won tag team gold and, you know, they were very, very dominant as a tag team. I guess now you have to kind of maybe cut your losses a little bit. Say, look, we had a great run. Let's try and focus on some different things. I don't think this necessarily means that we're going to see these two guys turn on one another that we quite often do. I think these guys have enough respect for one another. Jericho grabbed the arms of Ambrose, turned it into a German suplex, and now going to try and put him away. No. Jericho thought about the flying off the second rope there with the lion salt. Didn't get it though. Ambrose got back to his feet. I don't think we're going to see Jericho and Batista turn on one another, but I definitely feel as though that there could be a little animosity right now, especially if Jericho does win this match. There's the running bulldog. That could be it there for Ambrose. Since Batista wanted the same opportunity, he didn't get it. If his partner gets it, will he be happy for him? Or will there be a little bit of jealousy? I guess we'll have to find out. Jericho stomping there on Ambrose as well. So we're going to get ready to take a quick break in this matchup right now. Snapmare takedown. Jericho is in control as we head into the break. To get to the champion, Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins have to take down his enforcers. Gallows and Anderson versus Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. There will be no interference, no escape. This is Hell in a Cell. Coming soon to BrendenPlayz late in July. We're back with our #1 contenders match right here on Raw. Ambrose and Jericho still battling away. During the break, Jericho suffered a bit of a cut to the forehead, so Ambrose has been getting the better of him thus far. And a shoulder up there. Ambrose staying in it. You can see there's the blood of Jericho. Well, you can see Jericho just getting a little frustrated with himself as well, that he probably hasn't put Ambrose away here. Now he's got the cut as well. Well, troubling signs for Jericho if he can't get this done quickly. And a stop to the arm there of Ambrose. So the veteran of Jericho, can he win this one again and get himself in a position to win yet again another world title? Ambrose looking to win his second here in Universe Mode. Jericho trying to do the same. Ambrose now has a hold of Jericho and spins him around. And there's a neck breaker. Well, what about that? Ambrose now in the corner, setting up Chris Jericho. What's Ambrose got planned? Look out, Jericho's on the one knee. Ambrose! There's a, oh wait, went for a kick? No. Jericho able to avoid the kick or the knee from happening. And now Ambrose has to go back to the drawing board. That could prove costly for Ambrose. He had a chance to put Jericho away, you thought. Now Jericho. What is Ambrose trying to do now? Jericho! Oh yes, the code breaker! Wow, what about that? Out of nowhere, wasn't it? And you'd have to say that it's going to be Jericho's wasted a lot of time though. Now he's not even going for the cover. I think Jericho now has made the mistake. Jericho trying to fly over the top of the rope. He missed. Well, what is he doing? Now Ambrose is heading to the top. What is going on? Jericho had the match won, refused to go for the win. Instead, Ambrose with the elbow off the top, hooks to the legs. Now, Ambrose, #1 contender. No, Jericho got the shoulders up and kicked out. Well, somehow he's kept this one alive, Jericho. I thought Ambrose with that elbow may have won it. Jericho had the match won. He had the code breaker, and that should have been it. Ambrose, I'm not sure how he sprung back to his feet and hit the elbow. Maybe that's all he had left. He's given it his all. Ambrose trying to get himself out of this headlock. Jericho trying to slow things down, trying to slow the momentum of Ambrose down. Jericho countering there though. Ambrose with a couple of strikes now. Ambrose picks up Jericho, trying to slam him down. No, Jericho from behind. Ambrose not having any of that. Pushes down Jericho. And now the submission here by Ambrose. Yes, he's got it in. And now Jericho's trying to crawl out of it. Ambrose doesn't feel as though he may have losing his grip or something like that. Feels as though he wasn't going to get Jericho there. Breaks it up. But has the damage been done to the legs of Jericho? Can Jericho get back to his feet and put Ambrose away. He's hit the Codebreaker a couple times in this one. Hasn't worked out for him. Ambrose thought about that running knee in the corner again. Not going to get it. And that might be a turning point in this one for Jericho. Perhaps saving himself there. Not allowing Ambrose to get to it. Ambrose, blood gushing down his forehead as well. He suffered a beating here from Jericho. Jericho now, look out. Grabs the leg of Ambrose. Ambrose is down. Jericho, what has he got planned? Jericho, look out! Lion Salt connected! All the way to the other side of the ring! Hooks the leg! Jericho pins Dean Ambrose! Well, Chris Jericho, the veteran, has just put Ambrose away and is the new #1 contender. Well, that is an impressive win by Chris Jericho. Dean Ambrose is not an easy man to beat. We know that. It was close. It could have gone either way. Ambrose hits that knee before that, sets up for the dirty knees. That could have been it. Jericho with the Codebreaker a little short time ago. The Lion Salt not too long after that. And Ambrose, you can see, kicking out a fraction after the 3 count. Won't matter though, because Chris Jericho at the end of the day will be taking on Finn Balor next week for the WWE Championship. Will Chris Jericho win the major title on Raw for the first time here in Universe Mode? He's done it on SmackDown, yet to do it on Raw. Is next week Jericho's time. So how will these two guys go? Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler. Well, we know they hate each other, but last week they reached a bit of an agreement, some sort of an alliance, I don't know, but they're on the same page at least, for now. At Hell in a Cell, they'll meet Gallows and Anderson, the Balor Club, in a tag team Hell in a Cell match. Well, Ziggler and Rollins, they both want a piece of Finn Balor, they both want that WWE Championship, but they're not going to get it until they deal with the Balor Club. They know that, and the Balor Club knows that. They know that they'll just keep on interfering, protecting Finn Balor for as long as possible. Yes, a Hell in a Cell would have been perfect for Finn Balor to defend his championship in, but Finn Balor's got himself out of that situation. He's kind of weaved himself out of that, and instead it's going to be the Balor Club's Anderson and Gallows versus Ziggler and Rollins. So this is Dolph Ziggler right now, and this is a big match for Ziggler and Rollins. They're taking on our WWE Tag Team Champions, the Spear Shock, and Roman Reigns and Ryback. So it's going to be a tough one. I mean, their first match as a tag team, you're coming up against the Tag Team Champions who have been perfecting their craft as a tag team over the last few weeks. In fact, they have been dominating. They are on the same page. They are on a whole different level. Ziggler and Rollins, they don't even like each other at all. So how these two guys are going to go as a tag team, I have no idea. But they have to get things right. They got 3 weeks to sort themselves out, get themselves ready for the Balor Club, because any slight mistake, the Balor Club will take out Ziggler and Rollins, and it's going to be Hell in a Cell. There's going to be nowhere to hide. It is going to be one crazy match indeed. Here comes Ryback, the big guy. Well, we know Ryback and Reigns have done very well in recent times, obviously dealing with the Beast Code in a best-of-3 series. At the end of it, it was Reigns and Ryback who did come away with the win, winning the tag titles at SummerSlam, defending them at the Night of Champions pay-per-view. We don't know who's next in line for them at Hell in a Cell. We've even heard a little bit of an inkling of perhaps the Balor Club being interested in winning those tag team titles. So who knows? Who knows what is going to happen in the future? But here comes Roman Reigns, the other half of the Tag Team Champions. So this will be very, very interesting to see who does get this win. Can Reigns and Ryback put down Rollins and Ziggler? A lot of battles that these 4 men have had against one another in the past, so we'll see how they fare in tag team action here tonight. Well, at Hell in a Cell, we have a few matches already announced thus far. We know Rusev will take on Nakamura for the United States Championship one-on-one. And of course, another match on Raw. It'll be the Balor Club versus Rollins and Ziggler, of course. And we can also confirm over on the SmackDown side of things, Kevin Owens versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match as well. So there will only be 2 Hell in a Cell matches on the pay-per-view, and those are the 2 confirmed Hell in a Cell matches for you right there. Well, next week we know Balor versus Jericho, so Finn Balor gets a bit of a reprieve in Hell in a Cell thus far, but tough work for him next week. Seth Rollins in there with Ryback right now to kick this one off. So, I mean, we know Rollins and Ziggler are A-plus performers when it comes to singles competition, but being a successful tag team is a whole nother thing. You have to rely on your partner to get the job done. You can have a good individual performance, but if things go wrong, you need to turn to your partner for help. And if your partner's not there to help you out, well, then you're in trouble. Rollins into the steel steps there by Ryback. Not only that, here tonight in this match especially, coming up against 2 powerhouses in Reigns and Ryback. Especially Ryback. He is a big, strong man. And Rollins and Ziggler are about to find that one out. Ziggler and Rollins, pretty simple styles, let's be honest. Whereas they don't really match up all that well when it comes to the power game with Ryback and Roman Reigns. And right now, Ryback is just very pleased with himself. Seth Rollins just is getting tossed around into those steel steps by the big guy. Beautiful start here for the Tag Team Champions. And they have a lot to prove in this one as well. All the talk lately has been about the Balor Club, has been about Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. I'm sure Roman Reigns and Ryback would like to silence a little bit of that talk and kind of put a bit more of that attention on themselves. They've been a very successful Tag Team Champion pairing, and I know they've kind of flown under the radar a little bit, but they've been very successful themselves as single superstars. And they've come together to become perhaps even more of a successful tag team. At the moment, Ryback is just dismantling both Rollins and now Ziggler. Those big right hands, Ziggler's going nowhere. Ryback, an uppercut there to Ziggler. Tags in his partner, Roman Reigns. So here we go. Roman Reigns, a former WWE champion, won the championship earlier this year at the Elimination Chamber, ending the historic reign of Seth Rollins. What a reign it was. Oh! Reigns taking down Ziggler, turns him around. He's got a Boston Crab now. Trying to get out of this is Dolph Ziggler. You can see Reigns didn't quite have it all. Ziggler able to slip through a little bit and kind of ease some of the pressure. Reigns releasing the hold. Turns into a neck breaker though. So, Roman Reigns, when it comes to beating the top tier names here on Raw, he can certainly do it. Ryback as well. So, singles-wise, individually, very, very good. As a tag team, very, very good. That's why they've been so successful as a tag team thus far. That's why the Beast Code was so successful as well. All that experience that they had was so hard to overcome. Reigns and Ryback didn't quite have the same experience, but I guess being in the prime of their careers and the fact that they've been so dominant as single superstars in the past few years has certainly helped out. Coming together as a team, they've been so impressive. Now, here's a bit of tag team work. Reigns on the second rope. Roman Reigns drops the elbow on Ziggler. While Ryback had him in the air, and now the cover. Ryback trying to stop Rollins from getting there, sliding in quickly. Rollins wasn't going to get there in time anyway. Ziggler kicking out. Oh! Super kick there by Ziggler. Well, I didn't expect that. That has come out of nowhere. But wow, Reigns kicks out at 1. Well, Reigns having none of that. Dolph Ziggler hitting his best shot. And Roman Reigns just not even caring whatsoever. Didn't even faze him. A count of 1. And now these 2 men meet again. Reigns in a bit of trouble there by Rollins, but counters it. Rollins goes face first. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns have had so many encounters over the years here in Universe Mode. Former multiple-time Tag Team Champions together. They are still the longest reigning Tag Team Championship pairing here in Raw history. Universe Mode history as well, I think. And now the elbow struck there by Ryback on Rollins. So when they get a bit more of an opportunity, I'm sure it's going to be a very interesting pair-up. I mean, they've had a lot of matches as well for the WWE Championship. So a lot of history there between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, look out from behind. The Seth Walker there. Down goes Ryback. Here's trouble now. Ryback needs to kick out, and he will. The count of 2 is getting close. But the big guy stays in it. Well, the tag team division has kind of revived Ryback's career a little bit. He was kind of on a bit of a downward spiral from the singles division. What about that from Rollins? Flying off the top, but the referee was taken out in the process. Well, why is this referee always finding himself to get in the way? He's standing in the way whilst Rollins is coming down the top rope. I mean, who does that? The referee caught in the crossfire, but he's okay, thank God. He's up, able to count this. Ryback just kicks out, though. Rollins hit the big kick right in the button there of Ryback. Able to kick out the big guy. Oh, the meat hook clothesline. Just when Rollins was getting a bit of momentum and getting himself going, Ryback gets back to his feet and just floors Seth Rollins with that big clothesline. And Rollins now is back on the back foot. Well, that's what the Tag Team Champions can do. They can turn around a bad situation and turn it into a good one very, very quickly. They have the ability to hit some of their best maneuvers out of nowhere. The spear, for example, the Superman punch, and the meat hook clothesline. Well, the shell shock needs a bit of time, but when it's used, it's very effective. The shell shock there by Ryback, and Rollins surely now is out of this one, but no! Dolph Ziggler, there's a bit of tag team work there by Rollins and Ziggler. Ziggler coming in there to save the day for his tag team partner and keep this one alive. Well, Reigns, he was in there really quickly as well. Ziggler just got there in time. Powerbomb by Ryback. Well, this is comprehensive here by the Tag Team Champions. They are putting on a clinic right now, proving to us why they deserve those tag team titles right now. Very, very impressive. Rollins grabs a hold of Ryback and slams him into the mat face first. Rollins needs a tag. Will he get Ziggler? Yes! Dolph Ziggler is in. So far, the cooperation has been good for Ziggler and Rollins. Ryback, though, is just having none of it. He is just dominating. Look at the power of Ryback. Down goes Ziggler. Roman Reigns wants a turn now. He wants his shot at Dolph Ziggler, the former WWE Champion. Ziggler now dragged in the middle of the ring. Reigns gets Ziggler on his back. Tries to put him away. Ziggler to kick out, he will. Well, and Ziggler was the champion. Didn't exactly last all that long, but you can't take it away from him. He has been a world champion. And he's at the top of his game right now. He's had a bit of troubles when it comes to the Balor Club. But now with Seth Rollins in his corner, I think things are about to turn around for Dolph Ziggler. DDT there by Ziggler. Taking advantage of Reigns on one knee. Now Ziggler setting him up perhaps for another super kick. Didn't work out too well the first time. Will it work out the second time? Connects! Ziggler with a super kick to put Reigns away. Here is the cover. Hooks the leg. Reigns in trouble. He'll kick out at 2. Well, he got one more count on him this time. Didn't quite get the 3. Anyway, wasn't even really anywhere near it again. But I tell you what, so far, so good here for Ziggler this time round. Oh, what is he doing? He's on that. Well, that's just suicide by Ziggler. Going on the second rope where Ryback is standing right there. That is not very smart at all. Now, Reigns, can he take advantage? Ziggler's not going to let him do so. Didn't give him the chance. Ziggler now has a hold of Reigns. Look out, there's the steel ring post. Ziggler plants down Reigns as well. Turning that into a bit of a powerbomb. Now, here is the cover. And Reigns kicks out at 2. Notice Ryback, not real urgent to kind of get in there and save the day. He's got a lot of faith and trust in his tag team partner to kick out. Even with the super kicks. Ryback knows what his partner can do, and Roman Reigns is certainly showing it right now. Not too phased. The tag almost made. We haven't seen too much of Rollins and Reigns thus far, and we might be about to see some of it right now. This is the matchup I want to see. Seth Rollins has beaten Roman Reigns so many times. We're not going to see it, though. Here comes the big guy. Back in. Right hand. Now to Ziggler. Down he goes. Ryback on fire. Grabs a hold of Rollins. Picks him up. Look out, Seth. Here's trouble. Seth countering. Neckbreaker. Well, I wanted to see Rollins and Reigns. Seth Rollins, every time they're faced, except for that Elimination Chamber encounter, Rollins has gotten the better of him. Now Rollins. Is he about to get the better of Ryback? Curb stomp. Curb stomp to the big guy. And the former king of SmackDown in trouble. But Reigns able to break it up. Reigns, he knew that was a bit of an urgent situation. He had to come in and help out. Didn't have the faith in Ryback to kick out of that one. Rollins almost had him. Ryback still managing to stay in it thanks to his tag team partner. Ziggler not quite able to stop Reigns. I think Ziggler and Reigns are battling it out on the outside though. At the moment, there's Rollins, plants down Ryback there. And there it is, Ziggler in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, coming after one another. Ziggler and Reigns battling each other out onto the outside. Rollins has a perfect chance to beat Ryback right now. Reigns can't get himself involved. There's a suplex, German suplex, both shoulders are down. Ryback, no. Almost a case as well. Did Ryback have his foot on the ropes? Well, did he have it on the ropes for long enough to cause the break? I don't know, but Rollins, you can see a little sluggish getting to the corner. He's there though. And Ryback meets the turnbuckle this time. Seth Rollins looking very good. Seth Rollins! Flying off the second! What about that from Seth? Did he get all of it? Ryback not too phased from it. Did Ryback get his knees up at all? I don't know. Rollins now turns that into a neck breaker. Ryback is down, and Ryback back to his feet first. What is this? Ryback still going. Clothesline. What about this from the big guy? How is he finding this energy? Ryback, back body drop. Now, spine buster. The big guy is on fire, and Seth Rollins can't believe it. Floored with the meat hook clothesline. Ryback, is he about to pin Seth Rollins? Ziggler nowhere near breaking this up. Rollins able to stay in it though. Roman Reigns, he was there in a flash. Dolph Ziggler, he was pretty slow even contemplating getting in the ring. He wasn't sure about it. Lucky enough for Ziggler, Rollins able to kick out. The DDT there by Rollins. This is a small window of opportunity here for Seth Rollins to turn this around. Ryback is on a huge wave of momentum right now. Rollins has to try and stop this from... Otherwise, it's going to be over. He needs to find the tag, if anything. Dolph Ziggler, he wants to get himself back in the ring. Not going to happen, though. The referee's not having any of it. Double axe handle off the top there by Ryback. And Rollins, I think, may have wasted some time and has made a mistake. He hasn't been able to stop Ryback. Now the big guy's got a hold of him. Look out. Seth Rollins up on the shoulders of Ryback. We're about to see another shell shock. Hooks the leg. Good night. Ziggler can't stop it from this time from happening. Roman Reigns shuts it down. Well, the first night of teaming up didn't exactly work out very well for Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. It is going to be a tough journey from here. They have to try and turn things around. Well, let's be honest. They face the very best of the best here tonight. The Tag Team Champions. Is it going to be on that level of difficulty against the Balor Club? I'm going to say yes. This is why tonight was a huge match for them. They didn't beat the champs tonight, no. But they'll learn from this. They need to learn very quickly. They've only got a few more weeks to prepare for the Balor Club. It's going to be hell in a cell. It could be brutal. Ryback, shell shock, puts Rollins away. Reigns right there to stop Ziggler from getting in there. Ziggler just had nothing left to get back in there and help out. And at the end of the day, Roman Reigns and the big guy Ryback, our WWE Tag Team Champions, have done it again. And what a scalp it is tonight. Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler unsuccessful in this matchup. And here comes the Balor Club. Well, of course, they just can't help themselves, these three guys. They're coming out here to bask in the glory, gloat a little bit, and the Balor Club coming out to send a quick message to Ziggler and Rollins that they're watching and they're ready. And they're ready for this match. Tag Team Hell in a Cell. Dolph Ziggler, Seth Rollins versus the Balor Club's Carl Anderson, Luke Gallo. And it takes place at Hell in a Cell. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for joining us for another episode of Universe Mode. If you did enjoy, please do smash that like button for us. Let's try and hit 4 big likes on this episode. Subscribe if you haven't already to see more Universe Mode episodes coming up very soon, including the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all next video.